Hello! How are you? Are you so excited to have gotten your mascara makeup? I hope you are, because I'm so excited to teach you how to use it. And again, let me know if you ever have any questions. I am certainly here to help. So, we're going to get right into it. I'll try and go fast so that I don't bore you, but also try and be very instructional so that because it's your first time using this makeup, or if you need a refresher, you can come back and watch this video and it will help you. So, always, you're going to want to start with a setting spray. Now, you don't have to buy the mascara one. I feel like it's the best bang for your buck, but there are others as long as you purchase a setting spray that does not have silicone in it. If you buy one with silicone, the makeup will just melt off your face because it is a cream makeup. So, get a setting spray without silicone in it. This one is our stay spray, and this has SPF in it, which is super nice. So even if you don't want to put makeup on for the day, which as easy as the system is, I don't know why you don't, but I have days where I don't wear makeup, and sometimes I'll just spray this on so they do have SPF if I don't have it in my lotion already. So you're just going to spray this on. This bottle isn't the best, but as far as spraying, it comes out kind of heavy, which if you've tried it, you know that, but it does smell amazing, so you don't have to worry about that. So once it kind of dries, I'm actually just going to do face today. If you want to do eyes, I'll have another video for that you can watch. So we're just going to focus on face. So depending on how many highlighters you've got, which is kind of the replacement of your foundation or your concealer, it's just all in one. So you just have one thing that you need to worry about. So you may have gotten two colors for color correcting issues. So a lot of us have dark circles under their eyes. I certainly do. We normally do a little bit lighter color under there, and then we're going to have like our all over color, or if you have any other kind of spotting or color issues, redness, anything that you need to correct, you'll have another color that you can use on that. So I'm going to go, I actually use June, and I'm going to put just a titch under my eyes. Okay, and I'm going to use a few different brushes just so that you can see. If you're ever having issues with your makeup and you don't have a mascara brush, that could be your issue. So these brushes are anywhere from 35 to 36. The eyeshadow ones aren't as much. They're in the 20s, but you do get 2 for 1, which is super nice. This is my favorite. If you're only getting one brush, get this. This is the 30-second hack. You can use this brush for putting in your under eye area, or you can use this for your contour, which we'll go over. So I'm just going to use this one and do this. If you want, if you're not planning on wearing mascara or eye makeup, or if you want to have a good base for your eyeshadow, go ahead and put it over your eyes as well. And again, you can use the other end if you're more comfortable using that end. I like to get it right here in these corners because I tend to get really deep shadows in there. So I like to brighten those up. So again, this is still the lighter color that I'm using, not my normal all over color. Okay, and if you don't, or if you have like really dark areas, sometimes it helps to use a stipple method. So you're just gonna pack it in here like this. Otherwise you can use, I like to kind of put it over and then just do a rotation with my brush to kind of work it in. So once you have that, if there's any other areas, sometimes I'll go right here just to brighten a little bit. You can bring it all the way down into your chin area if you want with what's ever left on your brush. So you're going to want to wipe your brush off. You can clean it in between. I don't feel like it's necessary, but it's totally up to you. It's totally preference. So once I wipe it off, and I just have an old washcloth that I use. Okay, and then I'm going to go with my all over color, and I'm just going to kind of just put it on in an area, and then I'm going to rotate it in. Sorry, my hair keeps getting in my way. Okay, and this is where if you want more coverage, you can dip it again, plant it on again, step it on. I don't know, I feel like I don't know the best word for that. It's just going to kind of pat it all over your face and then rub it in. The closer you hold your brush, the more control you have. If you hold it back a little bit further, it's going to blend. Well, I kind of like to get my fingers about on the ridges. That's where I feel most comfortable, but just play with it and see where you feel most comfortable. And you can start with any area. If you want to start with your chin, start with your chin. If you want to start with your forehead, start with your forehead. but you can do wherever. And you don't even have to cover your whole entire face. So if you're like, you know what, I really don't feel like I need it on my cheeks, don't put it on your cheeks. Or if you have bangs and you have your hair down over your bangs, don't put makeup up there. Don't even worry about it if you're not going to see it. Then you're not wasting your makeup. Okay, so if you can tell right here, I've got a nice little zip. So I'm going to use the other end of my brush, and I'm just going to pack it in there. Okay, and then when I go over it, I'm going to use a lighter hand and kind of buff it out a little bit, but just so that I can cover that area. And you can do this on any area of your face. We're going to put it all over. I'm going to do my forehead just so that you can see it and show you how to contour your forehead if you do your forehead. I have a nice big old forehead, so you're going to be able to see it really well on mine. And you do want to go up kind of into your hairline because you don't want to have a weird line right here after you're doing your makeup. But again, just go in circles. And again, I've got another nice zit coming in right there. So just going to pack it in and then lightly kind of buff it out. And you can go heavier in other areas or lighter in other areas. It just depends on where you feel like you need your coverage. Okay. All right. So once you have done that, then you're good on your highlight. Okay. And then next we're going to go with your contour. I like to do it in this order. You can do blush first and then contour, but I like to kind of buff out my contour with my blush. So if you have this brush, you can use, I like to use this end for blush, this end for contour. It is pointier, so you get more a little more controlled hand. Again, just wipe it off in between. If you have this brush, use this end. If you don't have, if you have another one, this is also another super popular brush. This is the Detail Hack brush. I like to use, you can use either end or both for your contour. If you have a smaller face, this one is great. This is also really good for putting your makeup underneath here. You can use this on your full face. It doesn't blend out quite as great as the other, as the Detail Hack, but if you have a perfector, or also known as a beauty blender, Maskcara has them, other brands have them. The beauty blender is amazing, and so is our perfector, top 1 and 2 of my favorite blenders. You can also use this side. This is the side I like to use, but if I want more control, I will use this side. So you're just gonna, again, just barely dip it in your makeup. So I'm just like barely dipping it in. Always go lighter than heavier when you're first putting it on, because it's super easy to build and you don't want to get too much and have to take it off or buff it out. So when you're doing your face, you're gonna fill your cheekbones. You're not gonna suck your face in. I'm gonna do this because it puts your line way down here. What we want to do is we want to keep this area bright. We want to keep this area bright and this area bright. So to do that, we want to just bump up our cheekbones. So you're going to fill your cheekbones. I like to use this finger and just fill it. And you'll be able to fill right when your bone right here starts to curve down. When it starts to curve down, that's where we want it, because we're creating a shadow. So we have that shadow, and we're going to go right here. Now, when we're doing this, we want it to point down towards the corner of our mouth and curve up just a little bit at the end. We're kind of creating a push-up bra for our face. All right, so I'm going to go heavy so that you can see this color. You can use this end, or if you do this end, same thing. You bring it down. I'm going towards the corner of my mouth and then up just a little bit. Okay, I'll make this dark so you can really tell. And if it seems like a super harsh line, don't worry. We can blend it in later. You don't have to worry about blending it in super great at this point. Okay, so it seems super dark, but I want you to be able to see that, and going up just a hair at the end. You don't want to go much past this because we want to keep this part, the apples of our cheeks, bright for when we put our blush on. Okay, and then same thing on the other side. You fill right when it starts to go down. That's where we're going to place our contour. And again, coming down towards that corner of our mouth and up just a little bit. If your cheekbones, if you have super high cheekbones or lower cheekbones, that's why it's nice to feel, so it's, you can tell where you're supposed to put it, because we want to push our face up. We don't want to bring it down by making the shadow too low. Okay, so, and kind of get it back into that hairline a little bit so that it looks natural. Now at this point, once you've done your cheeks, you can do your forehead. So if you have more of a narrow forehead, you're only going to go kind of on the top portion. If you have a super wide forehead like I do, you can come all the way up and over here. Okay? So again, you want to work it into that hairline so you're not having a gap in between your hair. And the point of this is to bring, again, all that light into the center. We want it focused on our eyes. And we're bringing back in those natural shadows that we have before we put our highlight on. So if you look at faces, or if you've ever seen a picture, a painting of a face, they have a lot of colors for the face. So we're just bringing that back in, and you can already tell that that light is getting drawn into the center of my forehead. Okay, and this is, again, something you can go heavier with, you can go lighter with. If you have bangs, then don't worry about it. But the smaller your forehead, just, you don't have to go quite as low. So if you have a small forehead, so say your forehead's only like this, just worry about going right here on the top. So some people, like, I have a ton of space right here, like it's a big area. Some people, their faces are just shaped different, and so they don't. So you don't want to bring your contour if you have a smaller face. Just worry about the top and just bringing a little bit of that definition back into your forehead. So, but if you have a larger forehead like I do, you can go ahead and bring it and come all the way down here because you have that extra room to carry that shadow. Okay, real quick, real simple, if you do want to do a nose contour, you want it to be pretty thin. So about the width of this eyeshadow brush, which is what, like maybe a third of an inch. Okay, you can kind of measure, and we're just going to go very gently. You can use this side too if you want, or you can use this side to buff it out. You just want to kind of go up and down, and then on the bottom. So this is just super basic. Can certainly get more advanced depending on your nose, but just creating a little bit of shadow. You don't have to do that. If you don't feel like doing nose contouring, then don't. But that's just kind of simple, easy explanation of nose contouring. If you want to do your chin, if you want to create a little bit of definition, you're going to go straight line along your chin if you have more of a pointy chin. If you have more of a full face, you're not going to put it right, or sorry, if you have a thinner face like I do, I don't have to go right here. I just kind of need to go here. If you feel like you need to define this more, go so you can feel your jawbone. You're going to go right along your jawbone and then down. Okay, so again, it just depends on the shape of your face. And if you have questions about this, ask me, and I will certainly help you. You can do a little bit on your nose. I have a little bit of a pointier chin, so I can bring my contour up a little bit higher just to kind of pull my chin up so it doesn't look quite as pointy. Okay, so once you have that, you can do your blush. If you have the 30-second hack, this is the better side to use the blush. If you have this side, you can use this for blush. It is hard. What I would do is just place it and then use my perfector, which I should have grabbed one, and just blend it out. So when you use a perfector, a beauty blender, you get it wet, squeeze all the water out, then get a towel, squeeze it out, and then it should be just barely damp when you use it, and that's how you use it. All right, you don't want to use it dry. If you have the V-squared brush, which is this one, this side is amazing for blush. You can see it's super tapered, which makes that blending awesome. It's a little bit bigger than the 30-second hack brush. Sorry, something on that. And it's great for blush. So with your blush, what you're going to do is you're going to smile. When you smile, you have your apples of your cheeks. Most people want to put it straight on like this. If you do that, look at how high that color is getting. It's getting super high into my eyes. We want to keep this part, the triangle of light. We want to keep this triangle of light super bright. So we don't want color to go in there because we've just spent time brightening it up. So when we smile, we want to do it on the bottoms of our cheeks, okay? So this is where we want to put it. So I'm going to go with a little bit heavier color just so that you can see it. You have to smile the whole time, but when you smile, it's going to be on the bottom, okay? And that seems heavy, but we're just going to blend it out. It's going a lot heavier on camera than it looks in real life. So again, if you get too much color, this is where you can use that beauty blender to mix that, or to lighten that color back up. You can also, with creams, which is awesome, you can do more than one color. You can add your color. You can also use this end to kind of buff it out, which is what I tend to do. You can also use this end for putting on your powder at the end. Okay, so you see I'm still leaving this area super bright and open, but I'm still getting that color back into my cheeks because we want to look alive. And adding a little bit of blush, however light it may be, is always a good idea. Okay, and I'm just bringing it, starting here, and I do like to do the round kind of motion and then bring it up. Okay, so now you have your blush. So at this point, you're pretty much done with your face if you want to be done. So you're going to end with a setting spray and then put a little bit of powder over top. If you want to add more, so if you wanted to say I wanted to just like put a little bit, you can use the creams on your eyes, you can use them on your lips. They are super versatile. So if I'm just going to put a little bit on my eyes, you can also use your finger or a smaller brush to do this. I have big eyelids, so for me this brush works fine. Okay, so once we've gotten our face on, so we've gotten our contour, our blush, we're gonna use that Stay Spray. You want to shake it up if you do have the spray, so that all of your ingredients are getting mixed together. And then again, just a nice little spray, and you're gonna let that sit for a minute. Now, I suggest setting with the powder. We have a powder, it's called Vanilla Dust, or you can use this. This is Coty Airspun. You get this at Walmart, and it is like $5, and it will last you forever. So it's a little bit heavier of a powder, but it works amazing. So you can use, I wouldn't suggest using this. I guess you can. I've never used it because I don't like that. It doesn't give me very much control. You can use this brush. This is for powder. This is the B squared, the end of the bead squared, and you just put it all over. It smells a little weird. The Coty Airspun does. The Vanilla Dust doesn't smell weird. Okay. Now, if you want more control, this is not the brush to get if you want a lot of control. So it does great for big areas, but I tend to get super shiny right here, right underneath here and under here. My nose a little bit, but sorry, my daughter got makeup all over my other powder brush. And this is our Power Powder Brush. So this is awesome if you really want a lot of control with your powder. You can use either end. This side is really great for packing your powder in. This side is a little bit lighter, so you can just dip it in your powder and just go right in those areas. Now, if you want more of a matte look, you're going to do it in this order. You're going to spray, do your makeup, spray, and then put the powder on. If you feel like you want more of a dewy look, you're going to still start the same, spray, makeup, but then you're going to do your powder and then do a shot of your spray. You're not going to need quite as much if you do it that way. I like more of a matte look, so I always use my powder at the end. Again, this is the Coty Airspun. You just get it in the makeup area at Walmart. And then if you did buy an illuminator, which is just a little shiny, little bit of shimmer. So this one that I have is called Rose Gold. We have lighter ones. Honey is beautiful. And you're just going to put it right where you want the light to catch. So just right here. And then your face is done and you're good to go. So you can do it. You'll be amazing. Just keep practicing. Give it a few weeks. And let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.